It never rains, it pours. I'm back on the 07 and sadly, she's dead. Remember this video when we were struggling to start the lemon? Then what I did was I started up the 07. I don't know what's wrong. I've replaced the spark plugs. I've fitted a new set of clocks, buttoned it all up, put in all the bolts where they belong, all the little clips where they belong, took off all the cable ties. I even wired up my little LED indicators, got the resistors fitted, got the little clip, just clips right in, goes into the hole. And through all of that, I forgot to check if the bike starts. So now I'm sitting here, battery is in, clocks is in, spark plugs are in. I plugged everything in that I unplugged before she started, but the bike won't prime. The fuel pump won't prime. The bike won't start. So let's take a look at what she's doing. The key is in. Turn on the ignition. And we turn on the kill switch. And there is nothing. No fuel pump priming. Absolutely nothing. So what did I miss? I even did the thing where you put out the kickstand and swing it for 10 seconds. No fault codes. And the worst part is that I don't want to scratch because I guarantee you it's something small. I missed something. I took out the spark plugs. I put them back. I took off the clocks and fitted a different set, but then I put back the original clocks. I scratched on the indicators, but that shouldn't affect anything. I took off all the cable ties holding the panels together and put on proper clips, plastic push studs and proper bolts, but that shouldn't affect anything. I double checked that the tank is plugged in. It is. And if anything was missing, the computer would have told me. My map sensor is not plugged in. My top fuel rail is not plugged in. What can it be? She's just doing absolutely nothing. So guys, we have to do the unthinkable and strip the whole bike down. Don't want to do that, but that's what needs to be done. So let's start and see where we end up. So I've now checked all my plugs are in place, all my sensors, and my ECU, my injectors, my tank is all plugged in. Double checking that this is my module that picks up the chip in the key. That's plugged in. This is the switch gear on the throttle side. It's plugged in. This is the ignition. And this is the switch gear on the clutch side. And they're all correctly plugged in. My main harness, my relays and all my fuses hasn't been touched, so technically there shouldn't be a problem. Main harness, relays, I've swapped them around, still no change. Checked all my fuses, all of them are fine. Oh, and then my FI fuse that sits here at the back. This little one, the 20 amp fuse that sits by the battery. Looks a bit dirty and corroded, but the fuse itself still looks good. So this is the FI fuse, the 20 amp came out. Got a spare, putting that in. Still no difference, but something new is happening. This is flashing erratically. This is not how it flashes when you're counting. So there's something new that's a problem here. I don't know what it's trying to tell me. So this is where I am right now, guys. This bike. Now becoming the new lemon. I'm at a loss for words. I checked everything that I think I should check. I've checked everywhere where I've scratched and made sure that everything is plugged in. I guess it's time to go and consult with a professional. I'm gonna chat to Donald and Bruce that built this motor. I'm gonna chat to my good buddy David Carr. I'm gonna chat to a few guys to see if anybody can help me. You've now seen what's happening. You've now seen what's going on. I don't know. I feel like that episode where I found out that the block was cracked on that bike and I was crying. This bike was literally riding and I took out the spark plugs, put in different spark plugs, and now it's not. I don't want to scratch much more than I have. I don't know what else to do. But anyways, thanks for, hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't. And stay tuned. Let's see where this goes. Sometimes when you can't fix your own bike, you have to bring in a specialist.
Where's that?
Say hi, Donald.
I don't know.
Yeah. So Donald's double checking my work. He's checked the starter relay, checked the battery terminals. What else have we checked? We've checked the start-stop ignition switch, and now we're busy with the ignition cables. Checking all those cables that I've also checked earlier. Checked fuses. I think next we're also going to look at relays.
Yeah, boy.
And checking for proper contact and continuity. So putting in.
It's got some corrosive in there.
Putting in what's this stuff? Some Q20. Hopefully we can find the problem. Bike was in an accident.
Mm-hmm.
The loom was damaged to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because on that 22 pin thing right in front,
Yeah.
4 or 5 wires is iffy.
Is it?
So I have to manually
The front plug.
plug them in. Yeah,
But that might also be because that goes to the clock.
exactly. It's
So-
sending the signal to the clock. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's the issue. Wiggle that plug in front. You just put it in the front. Because that can make a lot of problems, especially on the Suzuki's.
It's everything is in where it belongs, where it should be. And then I take it up, and you can see here nothing is changing.
You didn't take off the earth, maybe, huh?
Uh-uh.
You know what's also problematic is these earth blocks, these yellow blocks.
What is that one? Because that is on the indicator line.
No, the indicator wires is taped to it.
Oh,
You've got a few of them. Why is this 06, huh?
those 6, 7, yeah.
Yeah, you usually got a few of them.
There's that one there, and there's this one here. That sits here in the fuse thingy.
Tank is plugged in, yeah?
Tank is plugged in, yes.
It's not doing anything. Can I take this stuff off here? This is a very common issue.
What I find weird is how it was working for one day and then just not so much the next.
Yep. That sounds like it is some. Is it? You work on Hondas and you never see inside of this thing.
There's certain things that you just don't touch.
Well, this is very, very common issue on the Hondas. Yeah, this looks good.
So there's no
Not
corrosion, no
itchy,
nothing on it.
Take that out for now.
You want the straw that goes with that thing?
Hmm?
You want the straw?
Straw.
So now we are busy repairing. Oops. This was what my original damaged loom looks like. So Donald says that
It's full.
this could be part of the problem. And I just masked up the problem. It was working and I never bothered to go and fix it. So we're taking the old loom that I've got lying here, because it's deepening the 22 pin, what is that, clip. And we're going to then transfer it onto these pins. And hopefully that will work.
Yeah.
Donald says the bike will start after that.
Must be.
Okay, so that happened very quickly. Donald came to pop in here. Is an old buddy of mine, and what he's done is he's the one that built the motor on the Lemon, Donald and Bruce. He's also the one that now just finished electro cleaning the fuel injectors. So you would have seen that in one of the previous videos now recently of the Lemon. So he popped in here, came to drop off the injectors, and I spoke to him about this bike that doesn't want to start. Earlier in the video, you saw the little flashing red hiss light and the fault lights on the dash. He says, here's a short here. So I gave him the history on the bike, told him this was an accident damaged bike. Front of the bike was not here when I bought it. The loom was damaged. And with that, there are these four pieces that, four or five wires that are loose. And the bike was riding perfectly fine. So Donald says, well, best case scenario is eliminate all your problematic points. So even though the bike was riding, something might have happened and this might have been hurt. Your famous breakdown points on the Hondas are these yellow blocks, which you just saw, and he showed me what we need to look for, what we need to clean, and how we clean it and how we open it. And yeah, so the homework he's now given me is to take this old loom, and if you recall last time I deepened the fuse box and put it onto this loom. Now we are going to deepen the 22-piece connector unit on the main loom that runs to the short loom on the top fairing. To do that, we unclip these sides. They sit on the side like that. We just unclip it, shove a little screwdriver in the back, and this thing pops loose. Then a little picking tool goes in the center, and the wire comes out. We just move the little plastic to the side, and Am I the right one? Oh, and now you're fighting me. Here we go. And it comes out. It was a lot easier than it looked. Here we go. So I'm quickly going to do this. I don't need to keep track of these wires. This is all the old loom. This is a 2005 loom. It doesn't necessarily match the 2007 loom. So we're not going to keep record of these wires. We're going to keep record of these wires. This is the important ones, and it needs to match up to those wires on that loom there. So let's quickly deepen this, and then we'll start on this side. Always one. There we go. All done. There's all my wires. There's my little block. So now what we want to do is we want to clean it, just because some brake and parts cleaner, spray it in here, just clean out some of the, how old is this bike? 20 years, 2005. Yeah, this loom is 20 years old. Okay, so that was the easy part. Now, to work with this loom, it's going to be a lot more difficult because obviously it's still attached to the bike. I can't manage it how I want to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to locate this in the same direction. So it would be like that. And then top left wire, I'll pull it out and place it here into the top left. And then make my way top down, top down, top down, make my way from left to right and fill up all the different pins. And that process starts again. Number one, done. This looks like it's going to take a lot longer. This way. There we are. All right. Brown one into the first block. The red one into the second block. And we have started rebuilding the loom. Here we go. Old one, new one. And white one into the third block. Okay, so there's the new connector block. 100% in place. And that's the old one. And what you'll notice is it's somewhat shorter. So these 5 wires that belong here, these wires are lying over here. So I need to identify where they go. And in order for me to do that, I'll be using the opposite end of the loom. So if I plug A into B, I'll then be able to see if I plug A into B, I'll be able to see that, for example, if I plug these two into each other, what we'll see is that here's 2 orange wires over here, and they correspond to those 2 orange wires over there. And once they line up, that goes in there. So I've got 2 orange wires on the back, 2 orange wires on the front. On this end here, I've got nothing, but I do have some wires on that side to compare it to. This is loose. Is it loose? There we go. I don't know why we fight. I assembled the last few wires using the short loom as a reference. And then making sure that all the clips were fully functional and that we don't run the risk of any wires coming loose. Now I'm checking the short loom to make sure that all the wires are in the correct position. And then once I was done, I attached the clips to the side, which locks all the pins in place. And now I have to test fit it to the bike just to make sure that it finally works and the bike's gonna start. Right, the clocks are plugged in. Now I'm plugging in the main loom that we've just repaired. And there's nothing. Back to the drawing board, I guess. I just found out that my tip over sensor, my tilt sensor, my bank sensor, it's got many different names, and the name on the fuse box is bank angle sensor. That's the little thing that sits here in front of the clocks. When your bike pulls over, it kills the bike. I just put my finger in that hole, which I showed you, and you didn't hear me say it. But the plug that sits behind the headlights, between the headlight and the frame, nobody can get to it, unplugged itself. I don't know how, but it did it. So I'm going to put a little cable tie on there. I had to take off this top fairing. Somewhere here in front, this wires was so tight that it pulled on this, which then pulled this out. I've now clipped it back into place. Can't seem to even get it out. But this wire that runs down here and around and then into this thing pulled, and my tip over sensor came loose. So anyways, the tip over sensor was the cause of the problem, but at least now we've fixed the other problems. Fuel pump is priming, all the lights are off, my indicators work, and there we go, they work. If I go, oops, hazards off, left and right, or right and left. There we go. Battery is now flat because obviously on and off and on and off. I'm going to charge up the battery and then we should be able to start. And the last thing is to check if my rev counter tachometer actually works. So that's last on the list. Right, battery charged overnight. And let's see if this works. Fuel pump primes. I'm back. Bike is back. We can now start riding again. I've got a riding bike again. Yes. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. I am gonna sign this off. Thank you to Donald that was here, forced me to deepen and fix the front loom. This clip here, 22 pin connector pin. I can now eventually throw this old one away. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Peace!